3 of those games that Vanderbilt lost recently, they were out-rebounded by double digits.
Yeah, and I'm going to mention Brandon Garrison also. I'm not sure if you mentioned his name or not.
But yeah, he should be in the mix.
Brandon's got to make his presence felt in the paint. I mean, come on. He's got to be big. He's got to be active on the offensive glass. They need his rebounding on both ends of the floor, but he has that ability as well.
Game's just gone final in Norman, Oklahoma. Kentucky's next opponent, Arkansas, comes from double digits down in the second half to win at Oklahoma, 83-79. And Michigan, on its home court, came from behind to hand Nebraska its first loss of the season, 75-72. So there's one less undefeated team in college basketball. From our vantage point, which is opposite the TV crew, so this will look just the opposite if you're synced up with us, but Kentucky will be going from right to left to start this game. They have the raised court here, so some of the fans and broadcasters are below court level, and the end zone sections are at court level. It has the feel of an auditorium here where you might go to see, where Mark Pope and Leanne might go to see Hamilton instead of a basketball game. But this could be a really good basketball game tonight.
Yes, I think it's going to be a good one.
Vanderbilt and Kentucky are meeting for, get the light on this as they got the lights down, the 209th time. There it is, 158 wins for the Cats, 50 for the Commodores. Here in Nashville, Kentucky has the lead, 52-24. Moreno in the center circle, opposite Washington. Officials waiting for the go sign. And here's Owen Short moving in between the two big men on the V Vandy logo. It's controlled by Kentucky. Comes to Aberdeen in backcourt. He's picked up by Tanner as he comes across the line. Gives it to Moreno. Hands it off on the left side to Oweh. Moves it over to the right. Feeds down low to Moreno. One bounce. Gathers himself. Goes up and gets the shot blocked. And it's taken off by McLaughlin of Vanderbilt, which got very physical down low there with Moreno. Here's Tanner blowing down the lane. Gets to the rim. Banked it up and in. Just over the outstretched hand of Moreno, and Vandy's on the board first.
Boy, he is so quick coming off of that screen.
And if he can turn the corner and get downhill, he explodes like he did there. Chandler on the right side. Dribbles it out front. Overhead pass to his right to Oweh. Feeds it into Jelavic on the right baseline. He comes into the paint. Gets bumped. Fall away 6-footer. Comes off no good. Rebounded by Vanderbilt's McLaughlin. Commodores running it. Long pass to Okereke up in front court. Drives and scores at the other end.
That's that transition I'm talking about, Tom. They look up the floor every rebound.
Aberdeen out deep on the left side. Oweh comes to get it, middle of the floor. Oweh driving to his left. Guarded by the taller Okereke. Fall away jumper. No good off the right elbow. And it's rebounded again by McLaughlin. Kentucky 0 for 3. Tanner jogs it down the left side. Comes off the screen. Floats over to his right. Gets an open look for a 3. No good. Rebound Chandler. Outlet pass to Oweh. Sprinting up the right side of the floor. Slows it up as he comes into front court. Feeds it down to Moreno. Pass across court to Aberdeen. To the left corner. Pass was low, so he couldn't get the shot up in the air before the closeout came. Out to Chandler. Deep 3. No good. And rebounded by Vanderbilt.
But no offensive rebounds yet.
Tanner up the left side, gives it to McLaughlin, right back to Tanner. Goes left, feeds McLaughlin on the pick and roll, down the lane, banks it up, no good. Rebounded, put up, blocked by Moreno, who takes it out of the air, throws it out to Chandler coming up the left side. Nice defensive play by the freshman. Chandler gets into the lane, cut off, gives it behind him to Aberdeen. He comes down in the lane with a runner that comes up short, rebounded by Washington. Outlet to Nickel, coming into front court, and he is bumped and fouled by Chandler. First foul of the game.
Boy, this is one and done. Every time down for Kentucky. Can't seem to get a hand on an offensive rebound.
4-0 Vanderbilt, a little over 2 minutes in, and I'm going to give Mike James, a 6'5 junior, in. And so Washington, who started, goes out, and this puts them back with 3 perimeter players now, which is their typical look when they have Duke Miles. They've got 2 of their backcourt players out. Frankie Collins, who was the third guard, has been out for a while with an injury. They expect him back at the end of the month.
Dioubate
later this week.
Dioubate did come in the game, though, so maybe he can get an offensive rebound.
He's in for Jelavic. Tanner feeds it to McLaughlin, left of the lane. Shovel pass is deflected and stolen by Oweh. Quick hands of Oweh as he brings it up the left side of the floor, puts it between his legs, picks up his dribble, floats the pass across court to Chandler. Chandler goes baseline right, pull-up 15-footer, bounces off, no good, tapped up by Oweh, or by Dioubate. Couldn't get it to go. Vanderbilt's got it going the other way. Tanner races up the left side. Angles into the middle, backs out, hooks it over his left shoulder to Nickel. Quick closeout from Chandler to McLaughlin in the left corner. He'll shoot the three ball, but doesn't hit many of them. He walks it out front, hands it to Nickel. He'll let it fly. Does. Good off the left wing. Chandler got hung up on the screen, left Nickel open. His 70th three-point basket.
He just cannot afford to go under the screen with this Vanderbilt team. Got to fight over.
7-0 Commodores as Aberdeen comes across the line for Kentucky. Pounding that left-hand dribble, throws it to Oweh in the corner, left side. Oweh holding the ball down at his waist, goes to the baseline, dumps it off to Moreno, back to Oweh. Oweh comes into the paint, gets bumped by Okereke, loses the ball. It's rescued by Dioubate to Aberdeen. No good out of the right corner. Moreno taps the ball, and a foul is called against Vanderbilt as not Moreno, but Dioubate was fighting for that rebound. Foul is on Okereke.
Mo has made a play on every rebound since coming into the game. There are going to be some there for Kentucky. Just need one shot to fall.
Okereke goes out, and Chandler Bing, 6'6" freshman, checks in. Aberdeen on the right baseline. Aberdeen plays it into Moreno, hands it back to Aberdeen in the right corner. He gets into the lane, gets to the rim, missed the shot, but he got fouled. Boy, he got right to the rim, and it just came off the back of the iron and wouldn't go. It's on Tanner. Second foul on Vanderbilt, first on Tanner.
Well, I like the energy that Kentucky is playing with, but, boy, you just got to find a way to get one shot to go down, and hopefully that will ignite everybody in those blue jerseys.
Aberdeen at the line, 2 shots. First one's in and out, no good. Since SEC play started, he was 32 of 36 at the line before that miss. 82% on the season. One more shot. Missed them both. Rebounded by McLaughlin. Knocked out of bounds from behind by Dioubate Vandy ball.
Wow.
So, 16:31 to play in the first half. Vandy still pitching a shutout as Kentucky gets a little pressure into backcourt. James comes up to the midcourt line, throws it to Tanner. Ahead into front court to McLaughlin. Back to Tanner out deep on the right side. Tanner guarded by Aberdeen. Feeds it down low to Bing. Lost the ball, saves it in, and it's dug out by Kentucky's Colin Chandler. Racing up the middle of the floor. Goes for the rim, loses the ball. Touch pass out to the corner, but Chandler got fouled by James as he was going to try to go for the basket. When he got bumped, he lost control of the ball. And
they're going to give him 2. They're going to give him 2. I mean, they committed the foul when he was actually in the act of shooting.
When he got bumped, this is why he had to gather himself and throw it out to the corner. So Chandler will go to the line to shoot 2. First foul on James. That's 3 on Vanderbilt. Chandler's first one.
That's short.
Is bouncing in. It was short.
Man.
It hit the front of the rim and just kind of on the 1-2 of the basketball seemed to like crawl into the basket.
Thank goodness he had that forward motion on that thing to get it to go over the rim.
Second one is perfect.
Wow.
7-2 Vanderbilt.
Little full-court action by Kentucky just to kind of get them to slow down just a little.
Tanner walks it across the line. They double him on the middle ball screen. He bounces it to the corner to Nickel. Quick threes in the air. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Moreno. Outlet to Oweh coming up the right side of the floor. Oweh jogs it into front court. Comes into the middle, puts it between his legs, goes back to his right, goes to the rim, flips it up, couldn't get it to go. Dioubate with a rebound, 1 bounce, he throws it out to Aberdeen. Aberdeen penetrates to Oweh, left corner, 3 ball, ribs out, no good. And Vanderbilt rebounds it. Washington's back in the game. Behind the defense, James makes the catch, missed the shot though. His teammate Bing kind of ran into him. A break for Kentucky. Here's Aberdeen down the lane for the dunk.
That's a way to get him to go down. Dunk it in, man.
Kentucky getting out in transition, and Oweh with the quick feed to the trailing Aberdeen to come down the middle of the lane and flush it down with two hands. Washington for three. In and out, no good. Rebound, Dioubate. Did a great job on the glass. Up to Chandler. Chandler angles into the paint, throws it away, trying to kick it out on the wing. Tanner with a steal. Tanner drives it into front court, shovel pass to Nickel, layup, good.
Little out of control, Colin Chandler that time.
9-4 Vanderbilt. A little over 5 minutes gone as Oweh walks it up the floor. Oweh one-hand pass to the right side to Dioubate out deep on the right. Dioubate gets it down to the corner to Aberdeen. The ball's lost over in that far corner, and it's Vanderbilt ball. It's over in the far corner, so we can't get a good look at it, but Kentucky turns it over, and with 14:40 to play, there's a timeout on the floor. Vanderbilt has started fast. Commodores lead the Cats 9-4 in the UK Sports Network. The Cats have missed 9 of their first 10 shots, 0 for 3 at the three-point line, and Vanderbilt has a 9-4 lead with 14:40 to play. Goose, I'm like you. I like the energy level I see from the Kentucky players, but they can't get the shots to go. The one Aberdeen got fouled on, it just right out in front of the basket, and he just flipped it up, hit the back of the iron, popped out.
Yeah, they get nothing out of that because he missed both free throws, so an empty trip on a point-blank shot attempt. But, yeah, the energy is okay. I like that Mo came in, and he's keeping the ball alive as he keeps going for offensive rebound opportunities. But, boy, it's just been a tough go of it on the offensive end for Kentucky.
And he's not a team you want to be chasing in the second half, especially late in the second half. They lead the SEC in the lowest turnover rate and the highest free throw percentage.
Yeah, this is a big possession right here because, frankly, Kentucky's very fortunate to be down just 9-4 right now. If you get a stop here and come down and score, that gives the game a whole new light. But Kentucky needs to make something good happen here.
Jasper Johnson and Brandon Garrison check into the game. Oweh, Dioubate, and Aberdeen stay on the floor. No full court this time for Kentucky, so Tanner walks it into front court. Floats over to his right, crossover dribble, step back, and Garrison with a quick closeout kept Tanner from shooting the three. Garrison's got him on a switch. Tanner's only 6 feet tall. Tanner's got it out deep on the right side now. Comes off that screen, gets into the lane, down to the baseline, banks it up and in.
Yeah, that was just not good communication defensively by Kentucky.
Second bucket for Tyler Tanner. It's 11-4 in favor of Vanderbilt. Jasper Johnson on the point. Two-hand pass to the wing is deflected out of bounds by Okereke. Dioubate will put the ball in play here on the near side for Kentucky. Vanderbilt, Kentucky, both man-to-man. Dioubate in trouble. And gets it into Garrison, who's falling out of bounds and saving it in, throws it right to Tanner. Vanderbilt's got numbers. Washington blocked off the board by Dioubate, but Tanner comes out with it, drives it way back out front to reset the offense. Tanner angles to his right, down the lane, right to the rim for an easy layup.
Well, again, it's just not very good communication on that screen and roll. Not at all.
13-4 Vandy. Johnson, top of the key, feeds Garrison on the roll. Oweh left corner out to Dioubate, to Johnson, straight away, three ball. No good off the back of the iron, and rebounded by Vanderbilt's Okereke. He'll spin and drive it up into front court. And Okereke comes off the screen, and they call a foul on Washington. Dropped that shoulder into Aberdeen, who was trying to fight through the screen. Washington's first. That's 4 on Vanderbilt. That's the third turnover already for the Commodores.
But I'm just not sure why Garrison, when he catches that ball right at the basket,
yes.
I'm not sure why you don't go up and dunk that one.
Lack of confidence, maybe?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't take
You're going to be pretty confident in the dunk.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't take a lot of confidence to go up and dunk it.
Jasper Johnson coming up into front court, getting bumped by Tanner along the way. Gives it off on the left side to Aberdeen. Back to Johnson. Johnson goes right, goes left. Tanner knocks it away from behind, and they feed him on the run out for the dunk at the other end. He knocked it away from behind and then ran out. And did they call a foul too?
No. Mark called a timeout.
Timeout. Vanderbilt has spurted out to an 11-point lead. Jasper Johnson got his pocket picked from behind by Taylor leads Vanderbilt in steals for the second year in a row. He's got 50 of them now on the season. And it's a tough educational matchup for the freshman Jasper Johnson trying to run the point and struggling a little bit with Mr. Tanner.
Well, what makes it tough is the fact that no one before him has made a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy like Jasper coming off the bench and all those guys you look ahead of you, you look at and you want a little bit of spark. It's hard to come in and make a shot when nobody's made one. And, Jasper, of course, is going to have to protect that basketball because you're playing against a guy who is very crafty. But, you don't want to look at that freshman to get you going every game. That's for sure.
Comes into Jasper. No changes in the lineup for Kentucky. They give it to Aberdeen, and he'll bring it up into front court. Jasper will move off the ball. As Aberdeen's now picked up by Tanner. Comes left side to Oweh. And to get him going, he's scoreless so far. Oweh out front has to back out to the midcourt line. Feeds Dioubate in the middle of the lane. Pass to the right corner. Here's Aberdeen. Open three. Hit it.
All right.
Nice look from Dioubate in the middle of the lane to find Aberdeen.
Yeah, now you might be able to get some confidence and somebody else will make a shot.
15-7. Vanderbilt. McLaughlin straight away. Gives it to his right to James. James over to Tanner. Tanner at the top of the key. Pass to the left corner, McLaughlin. He'll shoot the three ball and hit it, of course. He's only made 13 of 53 coming in, but he drains that one from the left corner. 18-7 Vandy. Now's pass left side comes to Dioubate, who hands it to Oweh. Oweh curls into the key, steps back, three-point shot, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Vanderbilt. Tyler Harris, who's checked in, brings it up into front court. Harris drives it to the right elbow, gives it behind him to Tanner in the midcourt circle. Tanner double-teamed off that middle pick, slides left, open three, missed it badly, rebounded by Oweh. Oweh will bring it up himself. Under 12 to play here in the first half. Oweh's between the circles, straight away. Floating over to his left, puts it behind his back, gives it behind him to Johnson on the midcourt circle. Johnson goes to his right, long three, no good. Rebound Garrison, but he pushed off to get it, they say, and that's a foul on Brandon, his first, and the team's second. There's a timeout on the floor with 11:41 to play here in this opening half. Vanderbilt has equaled its largest lead of the game thus far, 18-7 over Kentucky on the UK Sports Network. Game Day presented by CHI St. Joseph Health all season long. The show airs on Saturday mornings at 9 on WLEX in Lexington. Check UKathletics.com/UK Sports Network for TV affiliates and times in your area. If you're outside the state, you can watch at UKathletics.com/videos or on the Kentucky Wildcats Facebook page. A miserable shooting performance by the Wildcats. 2 of 14 so far. 1 of 7 at the three-point line. Vanderbilt with some runouts and layups is up to 8 for 16, and the Commodores lead it 18-7, Goose.
Yeah, it's not the start you wanted to see, that's for sure. I thought Kentucky had the last couple of games figured out how to play these first few minutes of a game. And, the thing that I guess going through it as I have, I kind of get is that, especially on the road, you get that opposing team, you get their best in the first 4 minutes. And if you don't match that, this kind of start is going to happen. And it takes some time for guys to understand that because it's just different now than it was. But the thing that is very, very similar is that for that team playing on their home floor and for that crowd, it still means something playing Kentucky. And it shows right from the beginning. You just have to be able to hit them back before they get this kind of lead.
Vanderbilt with a 13-8 advantage on the glass right now. Kentucky has made a lot of hay on second chance baskets in this winning streak, but they haven't got any yet. Vanderbilt undefeated, 11-0 when it out-rebounds the opponent this season. There's Okereke left of the circle. Over to McLaughlin. McLaughlin drives on Moreno, who cuts him off. Gives it to Harris on the right baseline. Working against Johnson. Leans in, shoots up, missed it, and it was challenged by Dioubate, and he comes off with a rebound. Gives it to Johnson. Straight ahead, over to Aberdeen. Left wing. Pull-up three. No good off the back of the iron. And Dioubate saves it in over the far side, but right to Harris, and Vandy's got numbers. Tanner, pull-up three. Left side. No good. And here's a foul on
Aberdeen.
Kentucky. Aberdeen trying to block out McLaughlin down on the right baseline, and they call Denzel for the foul, his first and the team's third.
And I actually thought Denzel did a good job screening out that time. I'm not sure if he got a hand in there or something. I thought he used his body pretty well.
He's been good at that.
Yeah.
Tanner in the right corner floats it out to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, right of the circle, bounce past the Tanner on a back door cut, and it's lost out of bounds. And there's a tough break for Kentucky because it went off Tanner's foot and ricocheted into the lane, and then it went caroming off Diabate's foot and out of bounds.
Yeah, tough break. Mo doing a great job stepping back in there, helping out. But it just went foot to foot, and nothing he could do about that.
Chandler checking back in. Johnson goes out. Trent Noah came in at the break. Moreno, Dioubate, and Aberdeen also out there. Okereke works his way into the lane, backing down on Dioubate, gets down to the block, pump fake, leans in, has to fall away from a 10-footer, no good.
Mo, great defense.
And Dioubate rebounds it after defending that so well. Just never would let himself get muscled, which is what Okereke was trying to do to him. Aberdeen gives it left side to Dioubate, hands it off to Chandler, to Moreno straight away. Moreno dribbles to his right, picks up his dribble, trying to find somebody to get the ball to. Finally gets it to Aberdeen on the right wing. Aberdeen comes into the lane, cut off, goes to his right, muscles it up and in, and a foul.
Oh, boy.
He just kept fighting and looking and pivoting and twisting.
And the thing he did that was really good, all of that movement you're talking about, he never changed pivot feet. He never changed that foot. So once they bought into the pump fake, he just threw his body into him and came up with some contact.
Fouls on Harris, his first, team's fifth, excuse me. Aberdeen looking to complete the three-point play. He does. He has 8 points.
And he kind of looks at his hands like, finally, you didn't let me down.
18-10 Vanderbilt. Tanner picked up by Aberdeen as he comes into front court. Pass goes left side to Okereke. He'll shoot a long three. Good.
Oh, boy. Boy, that's playing against Kentucky.
3 threes for the Commodores. And they push the lead back to 11 at 21-10. Aberdeen brings it into front court, right side. Bounces it to Moreno straight away at the top. Moreno works his way to the right elbow, gives it back to Aberdeen. Aberdeen bounce pass to Dioubate. On the left side it comes to Noah. Noah drives baseline, cut off, spins, gives it back to Dioubate. Shot clock at 7. Dioubate goes down the lane, gets in deep, goes up, and the shot is blocked. And Okereke got it, and a scramble for the loose ball. The shot clock goes off, and it's a turnover for Kentucky. Dioubate got himself in a tough spot.
Well, one of my keys, our bigs have to be big. And we've got nothing from the painted area from either one of our bigs thus far.
Oweh back in, Aberdeen to the bench.
I mean, you just can't afford to be manhandled like that. But not just Mo, because Mo's working hard. I'm not putting that on him. I'm just saying, you got to compete down there.
Tanner fires a pass to the right corner to Okereke. Turns down the three, comes into the paint. Challenged by Moreno, gives it off to Nickel. Nickel kicks it out to the corner. Another three by McLaughlin, and he hits another one. He's hit one from each corner.
Well, boy. Another key was chasing him off the three-point line.
14-point lead. Moreno in the paint. Throws it left corner to Noah. Out to Dioubate. Dioubate hands it to Oweh. Back to Dioubate on the pick and roll. Dioubate in trouble in the lane, but he gathers himself and floats it back out deep on the left side to Oweh. Oweh down the lane, angles right, gets to the rim, missed the shot. Dioubate had it, lost it, grabbed by Tanner. Touch pass ahead to Harris, sprinting to the other end. Blocked from behind by Chandler, but picked up and put in by Tanner. Hustle play.
Yeah, Trent Noah had to come up with that one. Great defensive play. But Trent Noah was there and just did not get his hands on it.
16-point lead for the Commodores. 26-10, 8:25 to play in the first half. Chandler gives it to Moreno. Hits Chandler on the cut to the basket, but he missed the shot. Rebounded by Chandler. Chandler in the lane, out to Noah. He lets it fly. No good. And a foul underneath as Dioubate got pushed by Okereke from behind. The officials caught it, and that's the second on Okereke. And 6 on Vanderbilt with 8:12 to play in the half.
Boy, I tell you, Vandy has gotten every 50-50 ball. They
out, Aberdeen back in.
Chase down opportunities at the three-point line. They have just gotten to everything.
Jelavic comes in, and Dioubate will get a breather.
Just seem to have a little bit more pep to the step than does Kentucky right now.
Aberdeen on the right baseline, trigger it in. Gets it to Moreno.
Take him. You got to take him.
Moreno holding the ball on the right baseline, working against Washington. Backs him down into the paint, bumping along the way, turns, fall away, rolls in from 6. Nice call, Goose.
That's what I'm talking about. Our bigs have to be big. Don't let them manhandle you and prevent you from taking that shot.
26-12 Vanderbilt. Here's Bing out front, gives it right side to Harris. And the ball is knocked away from Nickel, but he picks it up, shoots a 3, and he hits it. Oweh almost had the steal, but he didn't get it. And that left Nickel open for his second three-point basket.
Oh, boy.
29-12 Vanderbilt. With its largest lead of the first half. Aberdeen down the left sideline. Cut off. Wanted to feed Moreno, couldn't, and then throws it away into backcourt. Oh, was touched by Vanderbilt. Chandler rescues it. Thought it was over and back. Chandler moves it over to his right. Out on the wing, keeps his dribble, comes into the paint, step through move, fires it to Oweh, cutting in on the right baseline. His shot is blocked from behind and out of bounds. Touch last by Kentucky. They give it to Vandy. And that'll get us to a timeout with 7:14 left to play in the first half. We're almost 13 minutes into this game. Kentucky with just 12 points. Vanderbilt with 29. This is the UK Sports Network. Kentucky has averaged 78 points a game in its 7 conference games, but with 7:14 to play, they are 4 of 22 from the field and trailing Vanderbilt by 17. It's 29-12. The Commodores in front, and Vandy has gotten very comfortable because it's been able to muscle Kentucky a little bit and bump them off their path and be aggressive, get a back tip or two, get runouts, and they've been able to get their transition game going, and Kentucky hasn't.
Well, the transition game, in addition to a lot of other things, Vandy's been able to get going, and Kentucky has not. Boy, I just knew coming into this game, Kentucky was going to try to pound the paint and get the bigs in opportunities to shoot or free throws, because Vandy probably would not have been able to keep from fouling if they played very aggressively in there. But and I say part of that because I know Kentucky has worked on that the last couple of days, but I don't see a whole lot of evidence of that right now.
Jelavic, Oweh, Moreno, Chandler, Aberdeen out of the timeout. Vandy at 17-3 is off to its best start since the 2008 season. And Coach Mark Byington, the first Vandy coach to win his first game against Kentucky here in this building a year ago. First to do it since Eddie Fogler in 1990. Vanderbilt in control right now as Tanner walks it into front court. He's picked up by Aberdeen, comes off that middle screen, feeds it on the roll to Washington, and it sails over his head and out of bounds.
Jelavic Kentucky needs something from him right now as well. He has not been able to get much going, if anything, in this game.
Aberdeen brings it into front court, angles left off the Moreno screen, gives it up to Jelavic. He drives down the right side of the lane, gets bumped, turns, fall away 8-footer, no good. He got a great look.
Yeah.
And the rebound to Nickel of Vanderbilt. Here's Tanner jogging up the right side, slows it up, comes into the middle of the floor, turns the corner, goes down to the corner, circles out to the left. Pass out to Nickel, stolen away on the pass to the middle. Oweh steals and dunks it at the other end. He's great at shooting that passing lane.
Well, that a lot of times get Kentucky going.
And Vanderbilt will take a quick...
No, there's a problem with the net. So they're going to get that net untangled after Oweh dunked it so emphatically that the net just kind of stuck up on the rim.
First basket for Ortega, and maybe that'll get his game going. 29-14. Here's Tanner. And goes down the left side of the lane, all the way to the baseline, cut off, out to McLaughlin. Straightaway three ball, no good. Rebounded by Moreno, and a foul. They're going to call it on Kentucky. It's on Jelavic. Call him for holding.
God, it's just not that hard. I mean, Kentucky's making it a whole lot more difficult than it needs to be.
Jelavic goes out. Dioubate comes back in.
I mean, you just use your size, go up there and chase that one down.
Yes.
And you make them foul you. I like the way Moreno went for the rebound.
That's way out front to Nickel. Closely guarded by Chandler. Fights through the screen to stay with him. Nickel passes right side to Tanner. Tanner comes into the circle, goes down the right side of the lane, scoops up a shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Washington, put up and no good. Rebounded by McLaughlin, knocked away and stolen by Dioubate. Outlet to Oweh, behind the defense, another dunk.
Boy, Mo just stayed with it, Tom.
Dioubate with the feed after the steal. 29-16 Vanderbilt. It gets the Kentucky fans into it. And Tanner left of the circle. Tanner drives to his right, down to the right elbow, or right block, throws it out to Bing. Bing hands it to McLaughlin. Straightaway gives it right side to Tanner. Cut off by Moreno. Step back three. No good. Rebounded by Chandler. Knocked away and stolen by Bing. Drives right baseline. Missed the shot, but he got fouled.
You got to, I mean, you can't go with one hand. I mean,
got to snatch that rebound.
Well, especially when you have every opportunity to snatch it. I mean, Colin just grabbed it nonchalantly, and they just took it out of his hands.
Being at the line for two shots.
I mean, at this stage of the game, that ball is valuable, man.
Free throw, no good, as Noah checks into the game, and Chandler's going to go out for just the reason you talked about.
Well, very much an Colin Chandler-like play, okay? I get that. And he never goes about anything halfway. And that's one of the things I love about Colin. But you have to understand the value of that basketball at a time when you're right on the verge of getting back in the game.
Bing hits the second one. Makes it 30-16 Vanderbilt, and Denzel Aberdeen goes out. He committed that last foul, and it's his second, so that's another downside to letting that rebound get away. Jasper Johnson checks in. Noah's got it in backcourt. He gives it to Johnson. Johnson sprinting up the right side of the floor, slows it up as he comes into front court. Picked up by Tanner with those quick hands. Pass comes left side to Noah, back to Johnson. They swing it off to the right side to Oweh. Oweh working around, trying to get a shot. Comes into the lane, flips it up. No good. It was got partially tapped. Dioubate rescues it out to Noah. Quick three. Yes, sir.
There you go, Trent. There you go,
Dioubate again.
You just love it. You just love his effort.
And that's what it was.
Got to get a stop here.
30-19. Vanderbilt's 17-point lead down to 11. Feed down low and dunked in by Levert. 32-19, Vanderbilt. They got it in deep, and he hit
you let him catch it with
on his hip.
Head under the basket. That's dunked every time.
Johnson comes across the line, spins over to his left. Pass to Dioubate in the middle of the floor. Feeds it into Moreno, and there's a foul. A reach around from behind by Leverett. That's his first 7 on Vanderbilt, so this will be 1-1 for Moreno. Kentucky has averaged 19 points a game at the free throw line in SEC play. 6th time they've been there in this first half. No good. Rebounded by Vanderbilt. James clears it. 4:18 to play in the half. Vandy by 13. Tanner walking it down the left sideline, standing right in front of Coach Mark Pope, hands on hips in that blue quarter zip. Tanner works it down the left side, passes across to James in the right corner to McLaughlin. He's wide open. He'll take another one and hit it. He's made 3. He made 13. in 20 games, and he's made 3 tonight.
Yeah, but I tell you, he's never had a game where he's been that open.
It's like a drill in practice.
Yeah, you're just shooting like you do in practice.
And a bad pass at the other end and a steal by Vanderbilt. James leads the break. Overhead pass to the right corner. 3-ball, good for Bing. Timeout, Kentucky. So the Cats had cut it to 11, and Vandy runs off 8 straight and has its biggest lead of the first half at 38-19 with 3:40 to play in the first half. There's a timeout on the floor, and this is the UK Sports Network. Vanderbilt, 7 of 14 at the three-point line. Kentucky, 2 for 10. Commodores shooting 50% overall, and they lead 38-19. They average 90 a game on the season, 93.5 here on their home court. And Kentucky's defense has not been anywhere near what we saw on Saturday against a different type of Ole Miss team, but still, he held them to 32%. McLaughlin, for example, he's made 3 threes. As I said, only 13 on the year coming in, but every one of them's just been standing there wide open.
Point blank. I mean, he's right there by himself. Nobody. And I'm still trying to figure out if you are communicating how he continues to get that wide open. They are just changing sides of the floor, running the baseline. There's not even a big-time screen to try to free him up to the three-point line because Vandy wants to keep that paint clear because you have Tanner who is able to drive the lane at will. So they don't want to clog it up with a screen. So how is he getting open? If you're communicating and if you're talking back and forth, there's no way that should be happening. So just not anywhere close to good half of basketball for the Cats so far.
Kentucky has not been great inside the arc of late. In the last 4 games, they've been 50% or worse on 2-point shots. So far tonight, 5 of 17. And this isn't a Vanderbilt team that has a lot of great shot blockers, but they have been physical with Kentucky.
And not a Vandy team that's really good on defense either.
Right.
I mean, Vandy, they score 90 points, but they give up about 80, so 76. So, you know, they give up points as well.
Aberdeen back in the game with those 2 fouls. Moreno, top of the circle, gives it left side to Aberdeen. Noah, Dioubate, Oweh also out there. They get it to Dioubate at the high post, trying to feed Moreno, but he can't. Throws it out deep on the left side to Aberdeen. 8 to shoot. Down the lane, all the way to the block. Goes up, and his shot's blocked. Taken out by McLaughlin. Throws it ahead to James. Gives it back to Tanner on the point. Tanner gives it to McLaughlin. Hands it right back to Tanner. Noah switches off on him. Comes right side to James. Coming down to 3 to play in the first half. James, straight away between the circles. Pass to his right to Bing. Shot clock at 10 seconds as they get it back to Tanner out deep on the left. Tanner comes off the middle screen. Dioubate switches off on him. They feed it down low. It's intercepted by Oweh. Good defense by Dioubate. Oweh comes into front court. Cut off by Tanner, so he backs out, brings it over to the left side, rises up, shoots a 3, no good. Rebounded by Leverett, and very few second chance opportunities for the Cats. 2.5 to play in the first half. Tanner, one-hand pass to the right corner to Bing. Bing takes Oweh into the paint, can't get a shot, out to McLaughlin, gives it right side to Tanner, cut off as he drives right by Dioubate, goes back left, gets in deep, shots blocked, but a foul called against the Cats. Not sure who they're going to give this one to. Looks like Dioubate.
Yeah, Mo was there.
His first. But 6th.
But now what Kentucky has done the last 3 times down, they are switching every exchange. And you might have a big on Tanner. You know, you might have someone like Mo, but they are switching every time there's an exchange. And it happened to work the first 2 times. Now, that was a pretty good defensive effort by Mo.
Free throw good.
But there was contact.
Thing is, Tanner's only 6 feet tall, so you give up a little quickness when you switch as a big, but you have that big advantage in size that can help you counteract it.
Yeah, but he is so smart offensively, man. He makes sure there's contact. If he's going into the paint,
hits them both.
He's ready to get hit. Welcomely. ready to get hit.
It's 10 for Tanner and a 21-point Vanderbilt lead. They're on a 10-0 run as Kentucky comes into front court. Moreno dribbles over to his left, looking for somebody to hand it to. Dioubate comes to take it. Dioubate at the top of the circle, gets a path down to the rim, goes up and can't finish the shot, but he's fouled. Nice drive, but could not get the and one opportunity. Foul is on Washington. It's his second. 8 team fouls, 2 for Dioubate. Colin Chandler gets set to come back into the Kentucky lineup.
Well, you might have to get Aberdeen out just simply because he has 2 personal fouls. So that might be who Collins coming in for.
2 shots for Dioubate. First one bounces off, no good.
Now he's giving Oweh a breather. He's been in there the whole time.
Kentucky just 3 of 7 at the free throw line, so they're having trouble making shots from everywhere. 2:03 to play. It's a 21-point Vandy lead as Dioubate stands in for the second shot. And he missed them both. Moreno had the rebound, lost it, tries to go for it in the corner, and it's touched last by Vanderbilt. Leverett is battling with Moreno, who creates the second possession for Kentucky with his hustle. Let's see what they can do with it.
Well, it's just a crazy thing right now. Kentucky's had opportunity after opportunity to come down with that rebound. And, you know, instead of snatching that thing and swinging, taking somebody's arm off as you grab the ball, they're allowing Vandy to just come and get a hand on it. It's crazy.
Overhead pass is caught out front by Dioubate, gives it to Aberdeen, right side Noah. Floats a pass to Moreno, gives it back to Noah. Noah comes into the paint, over to Dioubate, one dribble, gets in deep, in trouble, out to Chandler, deep 3, left side. It's no good, and it's rebounded by McLaughlin. Vanderbilt with the ball, 1:40 to play in the half. Tanner waiting for McLaughlin to tie his shoe as he stands and dribbles in the midcourt circle. Aberdeen out, pressure on him. Tanner goes to his right, cut off by Aberdeen. Goes back to his left hand, goes all the way down to the baseline, pivots, throws it to Nickel, cutting down the lane, gets down to the baseline, feeds Bing, cutting down the lane, and he's fouled. A series of cuts, and Vanderbilt finally gets it to the rim, and it's going to be a foul on Moreno. His first. 7 on the Cats, 2 shots for Tyler Nickel.
Well, for that to be Moreno's first foul, that might tell you a little bit about how it's been, the mismatch in the paint.
Free throw, no good.
You know, I mean, when you're being big, as I said was one of my keys to the game, you have to inflict your size and power and everything on that game in the paint, and sometimes that means picking up a foul. But that's his first.
Bing's second shot. He's good. And with 1:22 to play, it is 41-19 Vanderbilt. They've scored the last 11 points. Aberdeen out deep on the right side. Goes to work off the bounce, gets into the lane, pull up 12-footer, good. Aberdeen into double figures. 41-21 Vanderbilt. And the Commodores will take a timeout with 1 minute exactly to play in the first half. Aberdeen with the bucket gets Kentucky a little closer, but this is a massive hole to try to dig out of going into the second half.
Yeah, and if I'm Mark Pope, I might, again, I mentioned it a little while ago, I might get Aberdeen out of there. He has 2 fouls. You know he's going to be matched up with Tanner, and you know Tanner is going to be involved in this play, maybe trying to drive and get to the basket, so you don't want him to pick up that 3rd foul.
He's not only your point guard, but he's leading scorer tonight.
Yes.
Cat fans, you can help Markey Cancer Center in its fight against cancer at the next home game, which will be next week. Just grab a souvenir cup for a chance to win great prizes like a VIP trip to a Cats away game, a Visit Myrtle Beach vacation, or Cats merchandise. 1 minute exactly to play in the first half. Vanderbilt with a 41-21 lead. Kentucky had come back from 17 down to cut it to 11, but straight with the Cats struggling to make shots as they have from the get-go tonight. Comes in to Tanner, and Oweh's switched off on him. Tanner, one-hand pass to the right corner to McLaughlin. Back to Tanner, 15 to shoot. Back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin guarded closely this time by Dioubate. Gives it back to Tanner. Dioubate switches off on Tanner. Tanner going to work on him.
Wow.
Down the lane. Goes by him. Flips it up. Missed it. Ball's tapped around into the hands of Dioubate. Outlet pass to Oweh. Oweh up the left side. 14 seconds. Goes to the basket. Puts it up and gets it to go.
I don't know how you don't get a foul in your favor when you're playing as hard as Oweh has played in this game. A lot of contact, but no whistle.
Strong drive, 41-23 Vanderbilt, 19 seconds to play in the half as Tanner stands in the midcourt circle.
No three.
Right, orange sneakers and dribbles, puts it behind his back a couple of times. 9 seconds. Now he starts going to his left, down the lane, gets to the rim, misses the runner, but it's rebounded by Vandy, put back up and in by Leverett. And that is the end of the first half. Vanderbilt will go to the locker room leading by 20. The worst team in the league in offensive rebound percentage just got the last bucket of the first half on a second chance. Vanderbilt 43, Kentucky 23 on the UK Sports Network. In the last 5 games, Kentucky's averaged 47.6 in the second halves. And they're going to need that and maybe a little more here in the second half as they trail Vanderbilt by 20, 43-23. Vandy's the best team in the league at defending the arc. Kentucky was only 2 of 11 in the first half from the three-point line. Vandy holds its opponents to 30%. But the closer you get to the basket, their numbers drop way off, Goose. And Kentucky's only 7 of 21 inside the three-point line. They've got to be able to take advantage of the size that they have and finish at the rim or get it into Moreno or Dioubate or Jelavic and score a little closer to the basket and maybe get some and ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about going into the game, I'm sure. And again, I try to listen in as much as possible when I'm in at practice to kind of get a little bit of an idea of where the emphasis is being placed for certain games against certain teams. And one of them was that Vandy was a little undersized in the paint, so we have to kind of get some easy ones at the basket. And to this point, Kentucky's just not been able to do that.
Kentucky comes back with its starters, and so does Vandy. It's Vandy's ball to start the second half. Our broadcast spot is opposite from the TV crew, so if you're synced up with our broadcast, the directions will be just the opposite of what I'm going to tell you, but Kentucky will be going left to right from our vantage point to start this second half. Comes into Tanner, 12 in the first half, the Vandy leading scorer. Vandy's playing without its second leading scorer, Duke Miles tonight. They get a wide open layup down low by Nickel. Ran the play out of the halftime and score a bucket right at the rim. Biggest lead of the night, 45-23 Commodores. Aberdeen fakes left, comes right, goes back to his left, works his way down the lane, pivots, fall away 12-footer, rims off, no good. Foul on Vandy, pushing off to get the rebound. And this will give Kentucky another possession. It is on Washington, his third.
Yeah, he kind of hooked Moreno's arm as he was going up for that rebound.
And a quick substitution as Washington comes out and Bing comes back in. Kentucky ball right baseline. It comes into Jelavic out on the wing. Gives it straight away to Aberdeen. Left side Oweh. Bounce feed down to Moreno in the left corner. Moreno hands it to Aberdeen. Working along the left baseline. Moves in. Backs out. Throws it out to Jelavic. Deep on the left side. Dribbles over to his right. Hands it to Chandler. 5 to shoot. Chandler out deep on the right. To Moreno with 3. He doesn't know about the shot clock. And the ball stolen away by Tanner. Tanner going the other way. Steps through. Flips it up. Missed the shot. But Aberdeen tried to cut him off. And he commits his third foul. And that is the first of the half on Kentucky. But it's a freshman mistake there by Malachi Moreno. Didn't know about the shot clock, and it was running out, and he should have shot the ball.
Well, all right, I'll give that half to Malachi. But you don't give give it to a 7-footer that
Fair
far
point.
away from the basket with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Chandler had the ball in his hands. He could recognize that.
Jalen Lowe would never have done that.
Free throw, Tanner.
Believe me, he would have been up on what was on the clock. And J-Lo, I mean, that's just the difference between having a true point guard and a guy who's kind of learning it on the fly. So, I mean, those kind of mistakes happen.
Tanner hits them both. 47-23 Vanderbilt. Aberdeen comes across the line. Left to right with the dribble. Goes to his right. Now goes back to his left. Over to Oweh on the left side. He's going right to the rim and gets fouled. Need to do more of that. If you're having trouble making shots, get to the rim, get fouled.
That's why I said Oweh counts as a big in this game, because he gets more trips to the basket than anyone else on the team. So he needs to obviously do more of that.
Second foul and a half on Vanderbilt. Free throw no good. Kentucky now 3 for 9 at the free throw line.
Rains, it pours. But when your best free throw shooter, one of them, Aberdeen, goes there first and he misses both.
Oweh gets 1 out of 2. Foul was on
Just filters throughout the rest of the team.
McLaughlin. 7 points for Oweh. 47-24 Vandy. Tanner splits the double team in the lane, gets down deep. Shot blocked by Jelavic. Taken out of there by Oweh. Throws it ahead to Aberdeen. Fakes the 3 out of the left corner. Gets to the basket. Misses it. Gets his own rebound on the right block. Goes up. Shot is blocked. Rescued by Jelavic. He comes into the lane. Throws it out in the left corner to Oweh. Oweh going to elevate. Shoot a 3. Hit it from the left corner. It's 23 consecutive double-figure scoring games for Otega Oweh. 47-27 Vanderbilt. Okereke passes right side to Bing. Whistle away from the ball. Contact on Chandler, matching up with Nickel, trying to deny him a path along the baseline. And Chandler is whistled for his second foul and the team's second. Tanner will play it in on the left baseline for Vanderbilt. Not quite 2 minutes into the second half. He hasn't made up any ground yet. Tanner floats it into the left corner to Okereke. Spun, fell down. Jelavic gets on the floor after it and whistle, and we can't see it because of what's blocking our vision, but they're going to call a foul on Jelavic. Can't tell you what happened because it's right in front of this table that's in front of us, but he and Okereke were wrestling down on the floor for the ball.
Well, I was looking at the monitor because we were blocked out. We have a monitor here, and what Jelavic did, I liked that he was going down on the floor, but instead of going for the ball, he just kind of jumped on the player.
Comes into Nickel, comes into the lane with a fall-away 10-footer that's short, no good, and Moreno snatches the rebound, gives it off to Oweh. That was the third foul on Kentucky and the second on Jelavic. Oweh, top of the circle, feeds Moreno on the roll, kicks it out to Chandler, fakes the 3, kicks to the right corner. Jelavic 3, no good. Backside rebound is tapped by Moreno into Oweh's hands, and a foul on Okereke of Vanderbilt.
You know, Tom, I like to deliver messages. I talk about that all the time. But when you're 7-footer and you catch it with your head under the basket, especially since one of their players dunked in your face before, you have to go up and try to tear the rim down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of the way Kentucky plays every now and then. Haven't seen that in a long time, which was great. But
Aberdeen left baseline to play it in for Kentucky. Gets it to Moreno. He's it right back to Aberdeen, who turns and hits it. Oweh actually down low. Scored it. Good pass from Malachi Moreno. 6 straight for Kentucky, 47-29. Tanner guarded by Oweh out front. Can't turn the corner on him. Throws it left side to Nickel. Feeds it to McLaughlin at the high post. Gives it right side to Tanner. Goes for the rim. A shot's blocked and a foul called on Otega Oweh. And that will be his first of the game. It'll put Tanner at the line for 2 shots.
Well, Otega is just upset with the call. He got a lot of ball, but the follow through, he got him on the arm.
Yeah, when he did block the ball, which is what he was contending. But when after the block, his hand continued down and hit him on the bicep.
Yeah, and Jelavic would have gotten called for the foul anyway.
He even fouled him more clearly after the play. First on Otega. 4 on Kentucky. No good for Tanner.
Saved us 1 point.
Tanner's an 88% free throw shooter. His first miss in 5 tries tonight. Second one on the way. It's good. 48-29 Vanderbilt. 15 for Tanner. Tanner pressuring Aberdeen in backcourt. Aberdeen gets it, works it up the floor. Aberdeen is standing in the midcourt circle. Dribbles between his legs a couple of times. Floats over to his left. Calls for somebody to come out front. Across to Chandler, deep on the right. 10 seconds to shoot. Not much has happened yet for Kentucky. Chandler trying to drive down the right sideline, and his path blocked by McLaughlin, who's called for a foul. That's his second. That's 4 on Vanderbilt.
Just kind of taking Kentucky a long time to get into their offense. So what's happening is they are running into shot clock situations as that thing starts to wind down. Just got to get into it a little bit faster. Some of that has to do with Tanner, though. He's very good defender.
Aberdeen passes right side to Chandler. Chandler pass to the corner to Jelavic. Jelavic out to Moreno. Gives it left side to Oweh. Oweh comes into the lane, changes direction, gets to the rim, misses the left-hand leaner. It's rebounded by McLaughlin. Throws it up into front court. It's intercepted by Chandler. Nice play. Chandler fires it over to Aberdeen. Left corner, Oweh. Open 3. No good. Somebody got a piece of that one.
Somebody got a piece of it.
And Vanderbilt's coming the other way. Nickel leads the break. Hooks it over his left shoulder to Okereke. Down deep. Couple of pump fakes. Can't shoot over Jelavic. Out to McLaughlin in the left corner. Comes out to Nickel on the wing, left side. One dribble, and he gives it out front to Tanner. 16:25 to play in the half. 48-29 Vanderbilt.
Oh, I got to get some help here. Got to get some help.
8 seconds. Jelavic, you're working against Tanner. Tanner drives on it, right of the lane. Comes to a stop. Can't get the shot. Right side, bing. 3 ball is an air ball, and Jelavic lets it go out of bounds. And it'll be Kentucky's ball with 16:09 to play. They've had a little more success with what you talked about with switching on those small screens, and ends up with a taller player on Tanner, and he's a little uncomfortable working against that size at only 6 feet tall. But it helps. A lot more stops.
It helps when that shot clock is winding down also.
Chandler on the point for Kentucky. We've got Aberdeen in one corner, Oweh in the other. Jelavic straight away 3, no good. And the rebound by McLaughlin. And a pushed off Moreno to get it. Got away with it. Tanner down the right side of the lane. Kicks it out on the wing to Bing. Throws it out front to Nickel. And Malachi's got to fight back.
I would push him also until he pushes me back.
Nickel driving right of the lane. Cut off out to the corner. McLaughlin 3. Missed it. Rebound Okereke. Saves it out front to Bing. To Nickel. 3 ball straight away. No good. Chandler with a long rebound.
Well, you got to start getting some baskets here.
Up to Aberdeen across to Jelavic. Catches and scores in one motion at the rim. Good pass from Aberdeen.
Got to start getting some points out of these possessions while they're missing.
48-31 Vanderbilt. Almost 5 minutes gone in the second half. Oweh guarding Tanner, who walks into front court. Works it to his left now. Jelavic switches off on him. Tanner crosses him over, steps back beyond the 3-point line, and hits it.
Yeah, that's what I'm more worried about when you get one of those bigs switched out on that guy.
Moreno dribbles over to his left, looking to feed Oweh. Does. Oweh out deep on the left side. Oweh works inside the arc. Pull up 15-footer, bounces off, no good.
No blue shirts in there.
No, nobody close. Tanner throws it up into front court. Right side, Bing drives, blocked by Moreno, who's called for the foul. His second, team 5th, timeout on the floor. 14:35 to play. Here in Nashville, the margin is the same as it was at halftime. Vandy by 20, 51-31. Here on the UK Sports Network. Radio show will be coming up tomorrow night with the Cats traveling on Monday night this week. It's presented by UK Healthcare. It's followed by Clark's Pump and Shop BBN Radio. And make sure you're with us in between the Kenny Brooks Show. It's all coming up starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow night here on these UK Sports Network stations. 51-31, Vanderbilt leading Kentucky. 14:35 to play. Cats starting this half kind of like they did the game. 3 of 11 from the field. They started 2 for 14 in the first half. Vanderbilt only 2 for 7, but Kentucky's not been able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and when you have a team that is shooting the ball as well as Vanderbilt has for this game, you really have to take advantage of those misses and by Vandy and go down and cash those in. Kentucky themselves have not gotten very many high-quality shots, so it's tough to get back when you're not able to make shots yourself.
Kentucky lives off transition, but Vanderbilt has won that battle tonight. Commodores 17 points off 8 Vandy turnovers. Vandy's turned it over 8 times, but only 6 points for Kentucky. As Buckets have really struggled to execute offensively. What is Vandy doing to contribute to that?
Listen, I cannot take it away from Vandy. They've been very sharp. But again, and I've said it before, you cannot or you should not allow yourself to be defended just because they're defending you. You have to become more aggressive, pursuing opportunities, not just at the basket, but especially at the basket. But your cuts have to get sharper. Your screens have to be firmer. And we're just not seeing that.
Free throw good for Chandler Bing for his 6th point. By the way, he says he's never watched Friends. Chandler Bing, the character that Matthew Perry played on the famous TV show. Noah, Dioubate, Garrison have all checked in. No good on the second one. Garrison with the rebound for Kentucky. 52-31 Vanderbilt. Aberdeen walks it into front court for the Cats. 2-hand pass to his left to Noah. Noah dribbles once, bounces it to Garrison, who turns and gives it to Aberdeen out of the midcourt line. Down to 12 seconds. Kentucky hasn't done anything yet. Aberdeen works his way down the lane, gets all the way to the rim, and banks it up and in.
Kentucky is starting their offense way out beside the half-court line, Tom. You have to start that offense closer to the three-point line in order to make those sharp cuts and plays that I just talked about.
Tanner gives it left side to Okereke. Okereke hands it off to Bing, back to Okereke. Open path along the left baseline, gets in deep, and he's fouled by Oweh.
Again, lack of communication there. Both players jumped to the guy going out away from the basket, which allowed the baseline to become open. I mean, these are areas Kentucky had really improved in. I mean, they had really improved in those little things. And I think that is what...
Free throw good.
What kind of leads to my frustration here, because this time of the year, you cannot afford to take steps backwards. And those same things that got you wins at Tennessee and against some of these other teams, they would work here tonight.
Good by Okereke. He makes 2. Leads back to 21. 54-33, and Vandy picking up in backcourt. They call a foul, or no, a 5-second count?
Well, we called a timeout.
Oh, okay.
Brandon Garrison called a timeout.
Couldn't get the ball in. Vanderbilt threw a press at him. So Kentucky takes a timeout to avoid getting the 5-second call.
Yes.
Timeout on the floor with 13:48 to play. Vanderbilt leads Kentucky 54-33 on the UK Sports Network. Podcast presented by UK Federal Credit Union. It is available for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, and the official UK Athletics app. 13:48 to play. Vanderbilt still in control, 54-33. So the Wildcats have had a miserable shooting night. 29.9%, 3 of 15 at the three-point line. At halftime, over the last 100 minutes of play, Kentucky had made just 15 of 56 threes. It's 27% after, for a few weeks, leading the SEC in three-point percentage. But, Goose, we were talking maybe off the air or on, I can't remember which, but Kentucky's, sometimes you can allow yourself to be guarded. You've got to assert your space on the floor. Get where you want to go. You have a right to go claim it if you'll do it.
Every play, everything Kentucky is running and has run all season long, every team knows what you're going to do. But it's the same way for Kentucky against every team they play against. They know everything that the other team is going to run. So you put together a game plan that gives you alternatives to what you have been doing, but also lets you know what that other team is doing. And I'm not seeing the effects of that for Kentucky on either end of the floor.
Esper Johnson has checked in for the Cats in place of Oweh. You've got Noah, Aberdeen, Dioubate, and Garrison out there with him. Vandy, some token man-to-man pressure in backcourt this time. And Aberdeen brings it across the line, gives it to Johnson. Dioubate hands it back to Johnson, left side to Aberdeen. But again, he's out at the midcourt line. Now he starts to attack down the left side of the lane, gets in deep, couple of pump fakes, pivots, flips up a shot, comes up short. Rebounded by Washington for Vanderbilt, but he did finally force his way down the lane. He's about the only guy doing that. Here's Tanner in the circle, backs out, hands it off to Harris on the right side, back to Tanner on the wing. Bounce feed into Washington, matched up against Noah. Throws a pass to the left corner to James. He goes baseline, angles right, puts it up, wouldn't go, but a foul on Johnson. His first on the reach in, 7 on Kentucky. 2 shots coming here for Vanderbilt. James is going to go to the free throw line. James previously played at U of L, came here, was injured last season, hits the free throw.
Well, it just seems as though Vandy's about maybe a whole step or 2 quicker on everything than the Cats are here in this game.
Makes them both. 56-33. Vandy pressuring in backcourt. It comes into Noah. They give it back to Johnson. Johnson sprints his way up the middle of the floor, goes down the lane, and then loses the ball out of bounds. He's got a little out of control there.
Well,
lost his balance going down the lane.
What you're seeing here, and I get it, but what you're seeing is a lot of dribbling by the team in blue. And I don't know, the time before, did they make 2 passes in their offense, or Denzel dribble and get to the
left corner 3, no good for Harris, rebounded by Noah. Up to Aberdeen. Aberdeen jogs it up the right side, walks it down the sidelines, goes to work off the bounce, comes into the lane, jump stop, and a whistle and a foul.
But another example, Tom, of what I'm talking about. The ball touched no one but Aberdeen that entire time, from the time he gets the ball in bounds and he gets all the way to the other end of the floor. That's not the Kentucky team we've been seeing as of late. I mean, it's just not.
Aberdeen left baseline. Floats it in to Garrison in the left corner. Looking to hand the ball to. He
can't. Take him.
Garrison dribbles out to the wing and shovels the pass out to Aberdeen. Shot clock's at 10 seconds. Aberdeen deep on that left side. 7 seconds. Aberdeen. Couple of dribbles. Comes into the lane. Tied up by James.
I think
they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow going Kentucky's way. But again, just one guy dribbling.
Yeah, I mean, we had gotten away from that kind of basketball. That was the kind of basketball that caused Kentucky lose games early in the season.
November, December.
Yeah, basketball. Yeah. They had gotten so much better than that. And it's just frustrating to see it revert back to that.
Garrison out, Moreno in. And Chandler has checked in for Kentucky. Johnson goes out. Aberdeen left baseline. Lobs it into the lane, and Moreno got knocked down, and the ball just sailed away, and Washington picks it up, throws it ahead to James. Blocked from behind by Dioubate, but it's out of bounds to Vandy. And it'll be the Commodores' ball down on the left baseline with 12:09 to play in the half.
And Malachi, and he'll learn this, Tom. He'll learn this, but he's complaining to the officials that he got pushed. Make the officials recognize you by you pushing someone else.
Yeah, or dunking on somebody's head.
Or dunking on somebody. But push somebody.
They get it out front to Washington. Dickel straight away. Fires a pass down low to Bing. His shot's blocked from behind by Dioubate. Bing gets it back. Throws it out of the wing to James for a 3 that's good. Vandy has won the battle of the boards tonight, and that's one that figured to go Kentucky's way. Commodores with their biggest lead of the night at 59-33. scored the last 7. Dioubate standing and dribbling in the midcourt circle.
Gotta go. Gotta move.
Aberdeen dribbles down, spins into the lane, ball stripped away and stolen by Vanderbilt. Tanner shovels it ahead to Nickel, blocked from behind by Dioubate and picked up by Noah. Noah spins his way up into front court. In trouble. Throws it over to Dioubate. Actually hadn't made it into front court, but now Dioubate does. Dioubate is playing with a lot of heart.
Yes, he is. He always does.
15 seconds to shoot. Aberdeen out deep on the left side. Coach Pope directing traffic from the sideline. Now he goes down to the corner, pushes Dioubate to go over to the other side, but it's down to 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Man.
Aberdeen gets it to Noah. Fakes, moves into the lane with a floater off the glass. No good, rebounded. And Moreno going up to dunk at that time got fouled by Washington. At least he had the right thought.
Yes.
Timeout on the floor, 10:55 to play. Moreno will be at the line when we come back. But Vanderbilt is in control here in Nashville, 59-33 on the UK Sports Network. Watch BBN tonight, presented by UK Healthcare all season long. It airs weeknights at 7:30 on WLEX in Lexington. If you're outside the city of Lexington, you can watch at bbntonight.com. You can see archived content there as well. Vanderbilt 59, Kentucky 33, and 10:55 to play. And Commodores are +7 on the boards tonight. The offensive rebounding is 11 apiece, but there have been plenty of misses on the Kentucky end to get. Wildcats shooting just 28% and 3 of 15 at the three-point line.
Yeah, it's been tough right from the beginning. And Kentucky had been able to sometimes somehow improve on those slow starts, and well, just haven't seen that spark that we had been seeing out of the team here as of late. Just have not seen it in this one.
Missouri's the only team to outscore Kentucky in the second half since the last time Kentucky was here in Nashville in that debacle against Gonzaga. But, so far, that trend has not continued here in this second half. As many times, Goose, we've talked about just Kentucky so far out on the floor starting its offense, and that's Vanderbilt being physical, and that's Kentucky not pushing back and asserting its will.
Yeah, and you don't get, or haven't to this point gotten Kentucky in any kind of transition. And I give Vandy a lot of credit for that, because they have kept defensive players in the backcourt to just force Kentucky to use a few seconds off of that clock.
Moreno hits the free throw. Just his third point of the night.
Yeah, I love Malachi, man, and he's going to be better
It's good. He makes 2.
for having gone through a game like this. We haven't seen a game like this in a long time, but he'll learn.
And Kentucky pick it up in backcourt. Vandy gets it across the line with James. Throws it to Nickel. Right-hand pass to Okereke. Drives in deep,
Good
but he missed the
defense,
shot. Mo Dioubate defended it well, and Moreno came off with a rebound.
Great defense.
Dioubate hadn't scored a point, and he's played an excellent game.
He's been awesome.
Just his hustle. Chandler going to work off the bounce. Angles over to his right. Keeps the dribble, goes down to the baseline, and throws it out to Aberdeen, who's back in. Left side to Dioubate. Diagonal pass sails over the head of Moreno and out of bounds. He had the right thought, but the pass either needed to be lower or lobbed up.
And again, I give each of them a part of that turnover, because Mo made a pass that you would think Moreno could get up there and handle, but he got kind of hit. There's contact.
McLaughlin underneath the basket, flips up a shot, no good, but he gets fouled. And I think this is going to be on Moreno.
Yep.
And it is his third. 8 on Kentucky. This put McLaughlin at the line. McLaughlin is a senior, started at Boston College, came here, and we've seen a lot of what you would think about a senior playing against a freshman who happens to be taller. Free throw bounces in for McLaughlin, who's into double figures with 10. He's just been very physical and leaning into Malachi, just trying to annoy him. And if they're leaning up along the lane, he's reaching to grab at him. And you get away with that if the other guy doesn't push back.
And I wish I could say, oh, man, this is the last time Kentucky will see that. I wish I could say, this is the last time. Oh, no, and that's a turnover. You can't. I mean, that.
I look down to right and Oweh step over the line.
Well, no. Malachi jumped out to take the ball out of bounds, and Oweh's talking to him. No, I'm supposed to take the ball out of bounds. And then he
throws it into Oweh, who walks out of bounds. I'm watching the replay here.
Oh, man. Some nights it's going to be like that, man.
So Vandy's got it. Working his way into the lane. So Cherokee, couple of pump fakes, and then puts it up and draws the foul. And it's on Trent Noah. And that is his first. But
oh, man.
Vandy is... How many times have we seen them get it? Vandy's getting in deep the way we thought Kentucky would.
Yeah.
And scoring there deep in the paint. And everything's much harder at the other end for Kentucky because they're not asserting their force as the shot is put up and in by Cherokee for his 8th point.
I kind of wish Vandy would kind of show that, well, we're satisfied with this lead we have. We're going to just back off a little bit. But Vandy wants to double that, man. I mean, I'd see it in their face. I haven't seen it in the faces of Kentucky yet.
63-35, Vanderbilt. As we hit the midway point of the second half. Here's Chandler, a couple of steps beyond the three-point line, trying to get the offense going. Fights his way down the lane, flips it up with his left hand, and it goes in. He got bumped every step of the way, but you got to fight through that.
Yes, and he did. Give him credit. He did.
63-37. Just the second bucket for Chandler. Tanner down the lane, misses the runner. It's tapped out by Moreno, and then chased down by Nickel of Vanderbilt. They get a second chance. Again, a 50-50 ball. You talked about those, Goose. They get it to Nickel in the lane. Fall away 10-footer. Bounces off. No good. Moreno rebounds it for Kentucky. Outlet to Aberdeen. Oweh, Noah, Chandler out there with him. Aberdeen passes left side. Oweh. Corner three. Hit it. 15 for Oweh. His second three out of that left corner. 63-40 Vanderbilt. 9:05 to play.
Oweh has been good. For sure.
Tanner. Guarded by Chandler.
Low zone action for Kentucky.
Takes it all the way down to the baseline. Makes a U-turn. Backs out to the corner. Gives the ball to the high post. And then gets it back. And he's fouled as he drives down to the baseline. Moreno picked him up on a switch. It's a tough guard out in space for Malachi. And he commits his fourth foul. 10 on Kentucky. 2 shots for Tyler Tanner. 7th free throw for him tonight. He's made 6 out of 7. No good off the back of the iron. Second miss for a guy who shoots 88%. Garrison coming in. Moreno goes to the bench with 4 fouls. Second shot, good. It's 19 for Tanner. And Chandler Bing will come in, and Tanner will get a breather. 64-40 Vanderbilt. Commodores pick it up in backcourt. Comes into Chandler. And he puts it in the hands of Aberdeen to bring it up. He's picked up by Bing as he comes across the line. They double Aberdeen, force him over to his left. They get it to Noah in the middle of the floor. A deep three rims out, and it's rebounded down on the baseline by Cherokee.
And I don't mind that shot. just put that thing up there, man.
Bing right of the circle. Dribbles once, hands it off to Nickel. Nickel curls into the lane, and a foul called against Kentucky. It's on Oweh. It's his third. 2 shots for Tyler Nickel. Vandy, the #1 free throw shooting team in the league. Nickel shoots 82%. First time there tonight.
But the reason why I'm not saying Oweh has played great tonight, okay? Obviously, you can't when the score is this. But he has been the leader mainly on the defensive end of the floor. Yeah, his offense has been there, but he's been the leader on defense, and I just haven't seen that aspect of his leadership clearly tonight.
26-point lead for Vanderbilt with 8 minutes to play in the game. Chandler on the left side, back to Aberdeen. Swings it right side to Oweh, tries to drive, but he's cut off by Okereke. He keeps his dribble, gets into the paint, turns the corner, lays it up, no good, but he got fouled.
See, he's been pursuing those kind of opportunities. And that's good to see in a game where you need to try to make something happen. But I just want to see more on the defensive end the rest of this game.
Timeout on the floor, 7:58 to play. Oweh to the line when we come back. But Vanderbilt leads it 66-40 on the UK Sports Network. 7:58 to play. It's Vanderbilt leading Kentucky 66-40. Just a lot of ugly numbers for the Wildcats. They're at 31% overall. But inside the arc tonight, Kentucky has gotten up 22 shots, or 32 shots, and only made 11 of them. And this is a Vanderbilt team that has struggled to defend on 2-point shots, but tonight they blocked 8 shots, and that tells me, Goose, that they came in with the ideas, we can be physical with Kentucky, we can bump them, and we can cause them problems by doing that and contest everything, and Kentucky hasn't been able to counter.
Yeah, and like I said a little while ago, man, I wish I could say, Tom, yeah, but Kentucky won't see that kind of approach against anybody else we play the rest of the year. So this one time is not a big deal. I wish I could say that, but my goodness, every time you have a game like this, it just tells every other team in the league when you play them that this is what it takes to get the better of Kentucky. So, boy, you want to hide. You never want a team to have something that they think this is the way to beat them. Because if one team knows it, everybody knows it.
Until you adapt or adjust.
And Kentucky had done better. I got to give them credit.
No, you're right.
They had done better.
You play a team like Tennessee, they're going to be physical.
They were as physical as Ole Miss was physical.
Yeah. Free throw, Oweh rims out. Nothing has gone well for the Wildcats tonight, including the free throw line, where they're 6 of 13. One more shot for Oweh. Good. 66-41, Kentucky picking up in backcourt. Dioubate, Garrison, Aberdeen, Oweh, and Noah on the floor. Nickel gets it into front court for Vanderbilt. Drives it into the circle, then backs it out. Tanner's back in the game. He's got it. Walks it to the middle of the floor. Just a very steady hand at the point for Vanderbilt. Floats it over the left corner to Bing. Back to Tanner. Shot clock's down to 10 seconds. They got it in the hands of the guy who runs the show. Tanner goes right off the screen. Blows down the lane. Gets it deep. Throws it over the left corner. Bing. Open three. Hit it.
Yeah, I wish they had called that foul.
69-41 Vanderbilt. That's 9 for Bing. Aberdeen, pull up three from the top. Back of the iron, bounces around, and finally drops in. Hit off the back and went high in the air, and then kind of danced around on the rim before it dropped. 69-44, Vandy. 7 minutes to play in the game. For Kentucky, that's just 5 of 18 at the three-point line. Tanner gives it to Nickel, driving right of the lane, and reach in. Basket good as he muscles it up and in, and he got fouled. He'll have a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. Dioubate with a foul, his second.
Tom, my question right now is what can Kentucky do the rest of this game that they can say, well, we can take this to the next game?
Free throw good.
Is there anything, and it has to be on the defensive end of the floor, is there anything that can happen the rest of this game defensively that I can say as a coaching staff, here's what we need to do?
Noah, deep left, going to shoot a three, missed it, and the ball's tapped out of bounds by Vanderbilt. Oweh was in there battling for the rebound with some taller players, couldn't get up to it, but it was knocked out of bounds. So Kentucky will play it in on the right right baseline. Cats have not been able to find anybody to get the hot hand tonight. Aberdeen's got it in the circle, gives it left side to Oweh. Dribbles to his left, creates some space, goes up, missed the 15-footer, and the rebound taken by Dioubate in a wrestling match. They're going to call a jump ball, but it's Vanderbilt's arrow. Yeah. That time, Garrison was going up with one hand. Dioubate just flies in there and wrestles the ball away with both hands.
I don't know what why it gets that difficult to figure out. I mean, it's happened, 5 times in this game where a guy has gone up with one hand and not aggressively come out of there with the rebound.
Kentucky picks up in backcourt. Bing drives through the defense, goes down the lane, dishes it off to Washington. Shot is blocked. Garrison or Dioubate came up with the block, and Garrison came out with the ball. Gives it to Aberdeen. Johnson's checked in for Noah for Kentucky. Johnson in the left corner fakes the three, steps back, lets it fly, missed it, and the rebound ricochets out of bounds off the foot of Bing of Vanderbilt, and it'll be Kentucky's ball on the right side.
And again, that was Mo who directed that ball off of the foot of Bing. He's just in there being himself, doing what he does, working hard.
Substitution for Vanderbilt. Okereke's coming back in. Nickel will go out. Jesper Johnson to play it in. Puts it out to Aberdeen. 6 minutes to play in the game. 72-44 Vanderbilt. Aberdeen works his way into the paint. Backs out. Goes off that right hand. Down the lane. Flips it up. Missed it. Short. Rebound batted around. It's loose on the deck and pulled out by Washington for Vanderbilt. Here come the Commodores. Pass up into front court to Bing. Bing will put it in the hands of Tanner. 5:35 to play. It has been all Vanderbilt from the start. They scored the first 7 of the game. Never looked back. 72-44. 10 seconds to shoot it. Tanner walks it over to the left side. Now goes back to his right. Garrison's got him on a switch. Chandler kicks it to the corner, or Tanner kicks it to the corner. 3 by Okereke's an air ball, shot clock violation.
Is it all right, Tom, if I thank Vandy for that possession?
They didn't do much there.
That's the first time they've slowed the ball down.
Yeah.
So I'm saying thank you, Vandy, for slowing that down. That gave us an opportunity to get caught up on defense.
And he will pick up in backcourt. Aberdeen goes out. Chandler back in. Johnson brings it up the left side. Jesper Johnson out deep on the left, dribbling with his right hand. Comes into the middle of the floor. Couple of picks, but he can't get downhill over to Dioubate, deep in the right corner. They play off him. 10 seconds to shoot it. Dioubate keeps his dribble, goes to the baseline in a double team.
Wow.
Backs out of it. Throws it diagonally across to Oweh. Oweh drives, gets to the rim, and banks it in with his left hand as he was leaning off to the side. He's got 18 points. But it's 72-46 Vanderbilt. Oweh, as he frequently does, has come alive in the second half. 12 of his 18 since the break. But Kentucky's never been able to make that second half run that they've been known for in league play. And really before that with the Indiana and St. John's games. Tanner just standing and dribbling the clock down again. It's at 7 seconds. Guarded by Johnson. Tanner standing and dribbling. 4 seconds. Spins away. Goes down the left side of the lane. Leans in. Flips it up. Airballed it over the rim. Rebounded by Oweh. Oweh drives it up into the other end. The ball flies out of his hands, but goes right to Dioubate. Gets it deep, scores, and draws a foul. Well, that was not really a pass. I think it just flew out of Oweh's hands, but it kind of hit Dioubate in stride, and the foul is on Okereke of Vanderbilt.
Well, the last 2 possessions for Kentucky has been about as poorly run play
that you can get.
But they've scored on both of them. So maybe that's what we need to see. Just dribble, or a pass that just throws everybody off guard. But Kentucky scored on both of them, so I'll take it.
Okereke fouled out. Nichols checked in. Only 4:03 to play. Free throw bounces off. No good. Can't complete the and one. It's 72-48 Vanderbilt. Tanner walks it into front court. So those last 2 plays, though, Goose, you're talking to Tanner just going to dribble this down. this is the way Vandy's come at Kentucky has been a game screaming for plays just to be made by being a little rough and being physical. And Kentucky's had too little of that. Tanner gets it to Nickel. Deep three, right side. Missed it. And the rebound tapped into the hands of Garrison. Outlet pass to Johnson up the right side. Angles into the middle. Johnson drives through the lane. Shovels it to Garrison. Over to Oweh. Attacks off the left baseline. And he's blocked and fouled by Washington. And he may be done.
I love the way Oweh took the ball to him, though. That's what you need in a game like this.
What they should have been doing from the start. 3:23 to play. There's a timeout on the floor. Oweh goes to the line when we return on the UK Sports Network. 72, Kentucky 48. Cats have held the Commodores to under 40% now after Vandy was red hot in the first half. Held them to 24% here in the second half from the field. But Kentucky has struggled offensively from the start. Just 32% for the game. 5 of 21 threes, even at the free throw line. 7 of 15. Oweh will be at the line when we come back. But first, a 10-second break for station identification here on the UK Sports Network.
Officer Don and Deanne Mornings. WBUL-FM, Lexington.
Better country. 98.1 The Bull.
Your home for Kentucky Wildcat basketball.
Kentucky's closed the rebounding gap to a -5. They have 13 offensive rebounds, so those numbers sound decent. But you look at the 3 games Vandy lost, they were out-rebounded by double digits in each of those games. And second chance points is an area where Kentucky should have been able to make some hay tonight. And they've got 12, but they needed to be more. They needed to be more at the free throw line. They needed to be more in a lot of places, Goose.
Well, with the number of shots Kentucky has missed in this game, there had to have been more opportunities to hit the offensive glass. Kentucky, you mentioned, has 13 offensive rebounds, but, you know, when you're missing shots, you either have to stop the other team from making baskets or you have to chase them and get another look for yourself or your teammates, and just not a lot of that for Kentucky in this one.
Oweh has 2 shots coming. We really don't have a key scholarship, key play of the game for Kentucky tonight. So we'll just remind you that since 1999, $578 million in scholarships and grants funded by lottery proceeds have been used in UK as Oweh hits the first free throw. The Kentucky lottery truly is fueling imagination and funding education. That's 19 for Oweh.
He's worked hard.
Oh, yeah. Hits them both. And another 20-point game. 8 of them since the last time he was here in Nashville in that lopsided loss to Gonzaga. 72-50. Vandy in control. Tyler Tanner's been in control this game tonight for Vanderbilt, and he's just dribbling the ball as he stands in the midcourt circle. Shot clock's at 10 seconds. They're just letting him dribble down the shot clock every time. Goes to his left, cut off by Chandler. Gives it behind him to Nickel. Nickel on the drive. Floater in the lane's good. 17 for Nickel. And a whistle.
Well, it's a delay of game. Vandy got the ball out of the net and held on to it a little while and then threw it to the side. So
74-50 Vandy. 2:47 to play as Jasper Johnson walks it across the line. They run Chandler off the screen. He's got it deep in the left corner, and his shot is blocked by Nickel. And he was about to go out of bounds, and he threw it off the leg of Chandler and ricocheted back out. Chandler's had a rough night tonight, as have a lot of his teammates.
Yes.
Noah's going to come into the game, and going out will be Oweh.
Yeah,
he deserves a nice round of applause.
Because he's played hard, man. He's played really hard. So we may not see him the rest of this one.
Bing brings it up into front court for Vanderbilt, and then he'll give it to Tanner. 2.5 minutes left to play in the game. It has been Vanderbilt's game really from the outset. They jumped out to a 15-4 lead as Kentucky missed 12 of its first 14 shots, and just on downhill from there. And Nickel pulls up and hits a jumper in the lane, just pivoted around and got to a fall-away 12-footer, and he has 19 now. Here's Johnson, top of the circle, rims out a 3, and it's rebounded by James. 76-50 Vanderbilt. So one of those nights that maybe as a fan you just try to forget, but as a player, this one should stick with you.
Yeah.
And motivation.
And you better be motivated after this one.
Tanner goes right, cut off by Noah, comes back to the left hand, all the way down to the baseline, backs out to the corner, keeps his dribble, out to Nickel, a three, long rebound, comes off to Johnson. Johnson racing up the middle of the floor, and he's fouled from behind. And that'll put Jasper Johnson at the line as Vanderbilt is going to empty its bench with a minute 23 to play. 76-50. Vanderbilt had a 3-game losing streak after winning 16 in a row to start the season. And they got back on track with a blowout win in Starkville on Saturday, and they've come back home and kept it rolling.
If you let them play the game they want to play, they have the ability.
Free throw good. It's a little like Alabama in that regard. You got to make them uncomfortable.
You have to. And it starts at the three-point line, man. You better not let them get going from the three, because if you do, it's going to be a long night.
Johnson hits them both. 76-52 Vanderbilt. Minute 18 is all that remains. Keefe has it out deep on the left side. Fans want him to shoot it. Comes to the top, gives it left side to Bing. Bing dribbles over to his right. Throws it out on the wing. Shots put up. No good. Short. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson drives it up the middle of the floor. Puts it between his legs. Tried it again, and it was knocked away and stolen by Bing, and he's going the other way to dunk it. Well, Jasper was trying to get a little too cute with the ball out there, and Bing just picked his pocket. Throws it up into front court, and it's intercepted and saved. Johnson was trying to throw it ahead to Jelavic, but Keefe stepped into the passing lane, and as he was heading him out of bounds, he saved it in. Bing's got it. 42 seconds to play. Bing gives it left side to Dean Vines. Back over to Keefe. Keefe comes to the top. Diagonal pass to the left corner. Bing's three is an air ball, but it's rebounded and dunked in by Leverett. 80-52 Vanderbilt. 22 seconds left. Shot clock's off. Johnson, three ball, left side, good. Johnson with his first basket of the night. Makes it 80-55. Vanderbilt doesn't have to shoot it. Keefe dribbles it into front court. Johnson pressuring him. Keefe just holding him at bay. And the Vanderbilt students to our right. Celebrating a missed class time, I'm sure, and now they get to celebrate a Vanderbilt victory in dominating fashion. The Commodores beat Kentucky 80-55. We'll be right back to Nashville on the UK Sports Network.